Okay, happy Friday, everybody. This is the June 26th, 2020 update, Realty Executives in the Villages, and I'm Glenn Stein. Hope you're doing well. We're going to be talking about what's going on in the marketplace. I've been doing this for the last several months, ever since COVID-19 hit the country, and there was a little bit of panic, a little bit of there's fear health-wise, understandably, and also a little bit of panic on what people think is actually going to happen in the real estate market. So when this first started, I started analyzing the numbers, started looking at some of the experts and what they were presenting, and looking at our own market. And they've been, they basically were predicting a V-shaped recovery. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing. That could change, and that's why I continue to do these market updates for the villages. But just to give you an idea of what we've typically seen the last couple of weeks, especially after COVID-19, is still going on, obviously, and there's been some spikes up in the community, and but people are out, right? So that's to be expected. The numbers have pretty much been consistent last couple of weeks, meaning the new properties that have come on the market in the last 7 days is 39 properties. That is pretty much in line with the last couple of weeks. We've seen 40, 39, 38, 41. So that's been consistent. New listings on the market, 39. We've seen 37 price decreases. So that's 37 price decreases. And that's also in line with what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. So people are putting their homes on the market. Maybe they're starting high and then adjusting. And then the next number that we're seeing 44 go under contract in the last 7 days. That's probably somewhere in the higher range of what we've seen. 49 has been probably the record over the last 4 or 5 weeks. We've seen 35 and 38, and depending on what day you're looking at it, it fluctuates. But I've typically been doing this on Fridays, and the number for today is 44. Pretty strong about properties going under contract, meaning lots of properties are coming on the market. Lots of properties are going under contract, okay? And at this rate, we're actually seeing more properties go under contract than properties that are coming on the market. That's starting to affect our inventory. A little bit of an effect on inventory. There's Chad. Chad, you're doing well. One of our super realtors with Realty Executives. He's been doing market updates for his clients as well. So we're seeing a very interesting dynamic. We're seeing a sufficient amount of properties coming on the market, but we're seeing even more properties going under contract, which is starting to affect the inventory, meaning we're still in a seller's marketplace. Now, the number that's going to be maybe some of the numbers that are being reported now, of course, unemployment, and then people look at sold properties, meaning what's closed. And for the last 7 days, we've only had 27 properties close. Now, that's also consistent with the last couple of weeks. We've seen 28, 27. I think maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think we saw 19, I think at the very beginning of June, end of May. Not a big surprise, right? Like, that's not a big surprise that we've got a low number of properties that are coming, that are actually closing and coming to the closing table, because we knew that May would be a softer showing month, meaning less properties were going under contract, hence less closings in June. So not a big surprise, but I suspect this is what we're going to see, because we've been tracking this. This is going to be the last month that we're going to see light closings, right? We're going to start seeing it. It may change next week, right? Towards when we start looking at the last day of the month, which is when most properties close, right? Like that, you'll see a lot of people will pick the last day of the month to close, because when somebody buys a home, and if they're going to use a mortgage, then typically the next, it skips a month, and then your next payment would be in August if you were to close at the end of June. But that typically happens a lot at the end of the month. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens when it shifts. But my prediction is either next week or the following, the sold or the closed number is actually going to be much, much higher. Some people are predicting, there's going to be, prices are going to drop. Not with inventory being light. That's really not what I'm seeing. So if you have that question of thinking that inventory is going to be light, or prices are going to drop. I'm not seeing it at the moment because we are seeing a lot of properties come on the market, but also a lot of properties that are actually going under contract. Now we are seeing price reductions, and you may feel like that contradicts what I'm saying, but it really doesn't. What it's basically saying is I think people are pricing their homes a little bit higher than the market to see what they can get. They're fishing, and then obviously people are eventually buying. If there were no buyers in the marketplace, some people think that or say that, then that would be a different issue. But basically what I'm seeing here is very level market, maybe slanted towards the seller side for the time being. But if you have questions about the marketplace, questions about what you're seeing in the marketplace, you have questions about properties here in the Villages, give me a call. Glenn Stein, 352-572-3796, 352-572-3796. Also check out our website at buysellthevillages.com, buysellthevillages.com.